Okay,
Third time's a charm.
third time's a charm. For those of you who are probably just tuning in to a recorded version of this, will probably start right here. We're talking about workflow. We've got this awesome new enterprise-ready workflow extensions for Concrete 5 where you can do multiple step workflows for different types of things. You can have these people approve content, those people delete it, yada yada. We were showing some screenshots a second ago. Let's jump right back into that. So here we are looking at who is notified when content goes into a step within the content approval process.
Yeah. So does that say publishers in those little groups? Matt?
Yeah. Top one says publishers.
Awesome. So this is the second step for content approval, which it says anytime blocks are changed on a particular page and that page is approved, we need to go from QA into publishers, and only publishers can approve that second step. And that's where we're at.
Right on. Next shot.
And here we've got some permissions set up for that step. So with Enterprise Workflow, you can actually turn on and off permissions at a particular page level.
As you go in, yeah, so once this goes into QA,
no one can move it around.
You can't change it again. You can change permissions any way you like as you go through the process of workflow.
Yeah.
Next.
And so here we've got the SEO approval workflow. This is another sort of content-based page, or it's a page-specific workflow, and we've got it set up so that anytime a page is approved where these particular conditions are met, so the meta information and page paths are changed, the SEO approval workflow will fire, and that means the page will not be approved until the SEO folks can sign off. And this is a completely independent, separate workflow. So it's a multiple step workflow, but only has one step, and the SEO approval folks.
Sweet. So you can have some people approve parts of pages and other people approve other parts.
And only once everything is signed off on does the change go live.
Okay, next slide.
This is a basic workflow. It says we are going to attach this to the delete page permission, and it just basically says anytime someone requests a page to be deleted, the administrators group gets a message and is the only one who can sign off on that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this is going to replace the kind of weird built-in pseudo page action stuff that you might have seen if you've played around with advanced permissions. It's a lot more standardized and better now.
Next slide.
Here we are attaching workflows to a page permission. So we've got an approved changes page permission, and we are attaching anytime that permission gets fired or requested to change that page, we will attempt to start two workflows, the SEO and the content one. So you can add as many as you want here.
Workflows are tied to the new extendable permissions model, so you can really break this stuff up in a granular way. Next slide.
And here we are attaching delete to the delete workflow to the delete page.
There you go. Right.
And so we've changed content and meta stuff on a particular page, and we've started to fire off two workflows at this point. And you can see them, they kind of work independently. So one, the SEO workflow, is ready to be approved. I'm looking at this as an administrator, which is why I can see both. But the SEO one, once it goes live, it's got the green button. It will be approved immediately. But the content one is 2 steps, so it actually will move to publisher.
Pretty nice.
And we've got some comments.
Comments on every step in it. You can add comments, and that's all tracked, of course. Yeah.
About to approve the SEO workflow.
Sounds great. Batch stuff is pretty cool, so you can now approve a bunch of different things, whether it's a page delete or a move or new content or whatever. Anything that you can assign a permission to, you can do a workflow to, you can approve it, you can add it to a batch, and then as an admin you can say, okay, now I'm ready to do the whole batch at once. So if you've ever tried to run...
next slide.
There you go. So here's a whole batch, and I can either approve individual items from it, or I can approve the whole batch. So, in fact, I saw someone ask this on Twitter the other day, can I schedule a whole bunch of changes to happen at some point in the future? Well, this would let you clump them all up and not schedule it, but hit a button when you wanted that to happen. Just awfully nice if you're launching a new section of your site and there's a bunch of stuff that you kind of have to do immediately.
Yeah, you can schedule page moves. Move is a workflowable permission, so you can clump a page moves and page deletes and page approvals all up into one batch.
Everything. Forging ahead.
This is showing off the basic delete workflow. So if you go to the next page, it's just super basic.
Yep.
And then you can also, there's a waiting for me
Yep, centralized report. So for who you are, here's everything that you have access to do, and you can move it to the next step or take it back or whatever.
It's all in context, but it's also available from central.
Yeah, of course, either one.
And finally lasts.
And here's the, this is the workflow history for a page. So you've got this kind of audit trail of who did what and how it went. Very cool stuff. That is what Andy has been buried on for the last
That's
month
why
and a
your
half.
pull requests have
And,
been slowly.
Yeah, we'll get to your pull requests again soon.
Non-approved.
This is quite stable, and we're helping a couple of clients play with it. So we're excited about that. Just wanted to throw it out there. I'm sure you'll be seeing more screencasts and demos and that kind of stuff over the coming weeks as that gets really dialed in. But it's in a very happy, late alpha, early beta, and if you're going to need it for your project, you should plan on it being available in a month or two.
Yeah.
So, cool. Let's do some Karma.
And the weekly Karma winners, come on down.
Karma. So, the machine run? Looks like it. Maybe? No?
It did run. Having a little trouble with the Ustream here.
Oh.
Let's see if I can cut back to this and not get a blank screen this time.
That's alright. We don't know.
Oh, blank screen.
Alright.
Okay,
Well, we can read it. Someone won for helping people.
Adajad won a copy of the randomizer for helping people.
Nice.
Canon F700 won a copy of the document library for doing some promotion work.
Promotion's key.
And then Glock Ops won a copy of the Dojo Page Filter Pro for doing work.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
That's great. Do we have any pictures?
Yeah.
Are they gonna work?
Yeah, well, let's see what we can do here.
Hey,
Yeah.
what?
We're
We
getting
already
there.
saw Jason's sweet Jeep.
You know, right along those lines, we have ourselves a monster truck.
Oh, buddy. Oh, you are sassy. That's cute.
That's the world's biggest Concrete 5 picture for it to fit on the whole.
You must have rented a helicopter. Nice, Bert.
We got a sticker on a laptop from JK Web Developing.
Nice.
Very cool.
Like that.
Got a few from Anchored Butterfly. We have a sticker on a bag.
Nice.
Sticker on the back of a car. And
Excellent.
This car happens to be driving around Israel,
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
getting some exposure.
International.
And also got one on the laptop.
Sweet.
excellent.
Thank
Pretty
you.
rad. A few more here. Here's some stickers in front of a computer from Creative Networks UK.
Ooh, that's bright. Nice.
I had to turn the contrast up on
Let's
that
see.
one. Got one by a laptop by Fami.
Okay.
And then we actually have a couple of Concrete 5 users live in person in their actual pictures.
What?
This
Real
one-
people?
yeah.
This is-
Wow.
oh, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
Bridging.
Okay.
We've got Jessica Dunbar sporting a Concrete 5 shirt.
Nice, Jessica.
That came in off Twitter. And then we've got Manio here with a bottle of champagne.
Sweet.
He's celebrating the first anniversary of his business.
Good job.
Popping bottles.
Popping bottles, baby.
All right, that's it.
All right. Excellent. That's a good one. Yeah. Good pictures. And as always, I will remind you, if you would also love to have some Concrete 5 stickers, we'd love to mail them to you. The way we'll do that is using the U.S. Postal Service. It's this fine group of people that
They
have
are.
been working very hard to keep our country
Tireless.
together for hundreds of years, come rain, sleet, or snow. Something. But there is a page underneath our marketplace. There's a swag page where you can buy t-shirts and stuff. It's pretty awesome. On the bottom of that page, you'll see a form, and in that form, you can put your address. And when we say address, we mean mailing address, not just your name or an email or a phone number or whatever you're going to think of next. Always amusing, but not very helpful. If you'd like us to mail you stickers, we'll do it at no cost to you, and then we will burn your address, but you gotta put it in there in the first place. Thank you so much. How about some fun in the forums?
Introducing Fun in the Forums!
Okay. Two fun in the forum threads that Matt's not going to be able to do any jumping to because for some reason on our Ustream awesomeness today we can't do live screencasts. Or live screenshots, whatever. Show static pictures, but we can't show websites. So, two threads that I want to quickly talk about. One was someone was asking, what do we actually do when your site is connected to the community? What data are we transferring there? What can we control? That's an excellent question, and I will jump on that thread and post a written response as well. But the answer is very little.
Yeah.
You connect to concrete5.org. It makes a project page for your site there, and we do push some data from your site to concrete5.org. What do we track? There's a unique identifier from the database that
Yeah.
marries it to a project page.
Yeah, we generate two meaningless large strings, and we push them to concrete5.org. One you can see, and it's in your URL if you notice your project page has some gibberish, and then one that is stored on your site, so public and private
Site key,
yeah.
if you will.
And we you generate those on your site, and then push them to concrete5.org. And then other than that, the meaningful stuff that we pass your Concrete5 version because we need to know what we can serve to your site. And beyond that, we pass a list of add-ons occasionally when we have to check for updates and things like that, what you actually have installed.
So a little bit of information from your site itself.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
There's no live callbacks that happen outside of you running that.
Yeah.
So there's no add-ons that are going to go check to make sure that still exists before they run that connection.
At least we pass your URL, but you can see that when you
Yeah,
go
you
on
pass
project.
through where we found the site, so you may see that found location. So if that unique identifier from the database is always the same, but you're connecting from a different URL, we just stack those up in your found locations. But we have no ability to connect back to your site, so we can't push something to you. There's no login, there's no admin login on the project page that would let us kind of like push and update people back. So it'd be great if I could force an update. Like no,
Doesn't
there's
work
no
that
way
way.
you could force an update.
That sounds
So it really is very much you kind of opting in to. I'm trying to think of a good metaphor, but you're kind of coming from your site to put some
request.
information on this page, and that's basically it. It's up to you to go check for updates, and then using the information, your Concrete5 version, we'll pull that back.
Yeah, like apart from the stuff that you actually see on your project page, which includes the found locations and the version of Concrete5, the only other thing that we send from your site to our site is that long private key, which we keep in sync. There's everything else is shown directly.
We also aren't mapping a specific concrete5.org user account to your website. So I think sometimes people believe,
We used
well, look,
to, but we do not.
if you've connected your site with a project page as that doesn't mean that anyone who is later in your website browsing the marketplace and the in-shopping experience, they're not
Yes,
shopping
right.
with my account.
No. You
They're
have to
shopping
log
with
in.
whatever account they're logged in with.
Yeah.
Now you may already be logged in as you in another window, and so you may have the experience of I connected and then I was shopping, I was logged in, and that's great.
But it doesn't-
But if you're building a site for your client logs in with their own concrete5.org user account, they can buy stuff with a different user account. Both of those user accounts will be joined through what's called the management team section of the project page. And both of those concrete5.org users can assign licenses to the project page, which then allows the one-click install from our site to yours. It's entirely optional. You
And
don't
even
have
that
to.
has to happen from your site.
That is something you have to do on your site. You do not have to connect your site to the community. You can, even if you're buying add-ons, you can always download the raw archives and install them manually. If you're behind a firewall or whatever, it's no problem doing that. It's just more convenient for a lot of people to do it with this kind of
Yeah, 'cause you don't have to
one-click
check.
handiness.
You can't check for updates automatically.
Yeah. So hopefully that clears that up. I will respond to that. Certainly, I would also be concerned or just curious.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, we're not pushing any content. We're not pushing any stats.
Yep. The other one I wanted to quickly call out was there's a thread about adding a responsive filter to the marketplace theme section. Then the thread kind of went off the rails about, well, how could I make existing themes responsive by adding one line of code? And of course the answer is you can't. Responsive themes are tricky to make.
What do you mean that's off topic?
Related, but it's not
Right.
likely.
It's terrible.
And frankly, as we're sitting around the office, responsive is kind of subjective as well. I mean, how responsive?
Yeah.
Whatever. But we are adding that responsive filter to the themes section. Julie's working on it now.
It's probably gonna replace miscellaneous.
Yeah, well, I think miscellaneous might get joined. And if you have a theme that you believe is responsive, you should PM Julia, and if she agrees, she will stick it in that category. And I also would encourage you guys to continue to have debates about what additional categories we should be putting in the marketplace.
Yeah, especially for
very
add-ons,
helpful.
too.
Add-ons,
We haven't done
themes,
add-ons.
more of that the better.
Yeah.
Let's go do some PRV stuff.
Let's do it.
Give me one moment to catch up here. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Matt's doing some stuff.
Trying to recover. I'm trying to
Facebook up,
pull it out of the ditch here.
tweeting.
All right.
Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
All right, that's good.
All right, Greg. Well, I've been out of town. I know you guys have been working hard. It seems like you're about to make a choice that I'm a little dubious of. What are you thinking about there, Greg?
Now.
Well, I'm wondering what kind of beverage I want to have with my free cheese.
Ooh. Well, choose carefully, my friend.
I feel like the beverage might be the least of your concerns,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
I'm questioning the cheese, but I know you're going to make a great choice, Greg.
Yeah, there's like Powerade and orange soda and tea in there. I'm looking for something that's going to pair well with the brie.
Maybe the orange.
Free breed.
Good lord. Well, what other choices have you made this week, Greg?
Well, it's literally like kind of 2 weeks of PRB backlog we're going to run through here. So
All
there's
right.
a lot of stuff.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Put on my
so,
running shoes
yeah.
here.
First add-on is Meta's Bulk by Moosh, and this will let you manage page meta information via a CSV file.
Oh, that's handy. Sure.
So you can export it. It looks
Yeah, it'll let you export it, and then you can add it to CSV and upload
Handy
it.
for your SEO purposes.
Mhm.
Cool.
And this next one is called Social Class, and it's by Drew Parfit, and it lets you put some kind of subdued looking social links on your site, and it lets you kind of, with a slider there, configure the shading of the various icons.
It's a really nice
little thing
It's a
there.
really nice interface.
Yeah, it's good. Alright. The next thing we have is kind of a developer-y add-on. It's by GlockOps, and it's a stack selector attribute, and it lets you pick a stack as an attribute.
For a page or that is
Right, yeah. So it's developer-y, so you're gonna have to
Why would you want to do that? Is up to you.
write
Yeah.
the code to do something,
use of
but
that,
it
yeah.
does let you pick the stack, which is nice.
Handy when you need it.
And it's free.
Sweet.
And the next item, another GlockOps joint, is Stack Randomizer, and it'll randomly display some stacks that you pick in, like a block area.
Cool.
Next is from City Tech, and this is the sliding login, and it puts a little kind of a widgety thing up at the top of the page that lets you log in.
Handy.
And you can also register a user.
That's very nice.
One. Next one is another one from City Tech, and it is a forgot password block, and you can put forgot password fields all over your site if you like.
Awesome.
Next thing is Issue Reader, and this kind of like flash embeds a PDF on your site from issue.com, which is kind of like a
magazine
Fake
thing.
magazine
Yeah,
site,
yeah. You
yeah.
do the page curl. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh, I haven't seen the page curls.
That's what I remember. It's been a long time since I looked at ECU, but last time I saw it was like a magazine kind of like put your publication online by doing like a all over page curl action.
Yep. Next one is the Piwik iframe by Stats Story, which is developed by Adrian Spire, and this puts some pretty fancy stats tracking on your site in the Concrete 5 dashboard,
Fancy.
and that gets like iframed from Piwik, I guess. So yeah,
Cool.
keep track of what's going on. The next one is a big one by Manio, and it's called Translations Manager,
Ah, yes.
and it is a monster. It lets you translate packages and a little bit of other stuff like system strings and so on right from your Concrete 5 dashboard. It integrates with the internationalization add-on. So yeah, it's pretty big.
So that'll let you manage the strings and interface, but not the content. But
That's right.
international.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to
Internationalization
me.
still does the content, but this one will take care of, I believe it's system strings. So it'll look for stuff in your database. It'll do T-strings and add-ons, and I believe it'll also do T-strings and core.
Cool.
So that's quite a thing.
Nice.
And you had a lot of help from other people in the PRB. I think Remo is pretty active in there, so there's a
Great to have.
it's a cool, pretty sweet. And we got some themes too.
All right.
That's us.
Let me get the themes together here. 1 second.
Sweet.
You guys can maybe I don't know. Looks like I got him here. I'll cut
I'm
back.
just gonna stare and say nothing.
All right.
The White Sands theme from Talikman. It's a white theme. It's got some custom fonts and some drop-down menu.
Nice.
And brown theme with kind of a kitchen vibe.
Nice.
Very pretty.
And got one more here from Anchored Butterfly. It's called the Ukraine theme, and it's a blue and tan theme. They licensed it under Creative Commons license, and it's free to remix and
Sweet.
share.
Yeah.
Cool.
And finally, we have Royal Simplicity by Deo, and it is a free theme
Dude.
with some like kind of purpley accents on it, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you for all of your great choices, Greg Joyce. I know it's difficult down there in the street, and I hope you don't eat that cheese. I think with that, we're ready to do How Would You Do That?
Sure.
Let's How Would You Do It?
How would we do that?
All right. Any questions today, Matt?
I'm not sure. I've been a little busy.
A little busy?
Yeah, between all the cutouts and stuff. Let's see.
If you have a question, you should repost it into the social stream.
Yeah, okay. Oh, looks like I have one here from Junovo. Let's see what this is all about. There's a thread, and unfortunately, I'm not having much trouble bringing it up. Let's see. I'll see if I can paraphrase this a little bit here. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with this?
It looks like our site.
Can you read this from across the room?
Building with concrete.
Can't
block.
hide this feeling anymore. No, that's not
Can't
what
hide content. Can't hide block/content for a group. This is supposed
That's
to-
correct. There are no exclude rules in the current version of Concrete 5. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this fine fella probably wants to put a login block on the side of the page.
And then hide it from the guest.
Hide it from the guests. And so he's got the block there, and he's got the permissions on it, and he's put registered users on it, and he's checked the checkbox for guests off, and he's finding that
It's not doing it.
it's not doing it. And that's because permissions in Concrete 5.5, even if you have advanced on, are inclusive, not exclusive. So as long as you fit any one of those groups and anyone visiting, logged in person is also a guest, you get it. Happily, the next version of Concrete 5, which will be 5.6, we've decided officially.
Yeah, it's big deal.
Big deal.
There's a lot of stuff.
It has an advanced permissions model that would let you do exclusions quite handily. One level of exclusions, you could say everyone sees this block except
Except-
register users.
Yep.
And then that would be hidden. So I don't know if that's what he's asking because I can't read from across the room, but that's a good answer to a question
Yeah,
someone else might
someone
have.
has asked.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Yes! What up? Now what?
How would we do that?
We
just did.
have a question from Minkraz or MN Cross or Michael. He asks, when will multi-step workflow show up in Git?
In Git? Never. Plumber. I would say that would be available in... I'd like to see it really soon, but probably gotta at least give us like I probably have to still say months, not weeks.
Yeah, multi-step is commercial.
Yeah, multi-step will be commercial. I mean, as with most things that we do, there will be a
Single-step basic workflow.
a basic version that is free for everyone to enjoy, that is geared for a small group of people or individual use. And then there will be features that are clearly intended for a larger group of people. Well, that will be something that we offer in some type of commercial capacity, quite possibly in a slightly different fashion, perhaps licensed on how many people are using it versus just a single fee to kind of bring the cost of entry down. But all that magic will be happening over the next month or two. So if you've got a large client that needs it and you're going to be working on it this fall, it's very safe to assume that you'll be able to have it before then.
Yeah, people are already
If you need it in the meantime, you can always talk to me in the meantime. We are working with 2 clients on it now, so it is possible to get access to it. But it is not going to just go into Git and be free for all forever. Did that answer that question?
Yeah,
I believe
seems
so.
it to
I
me.
think so.
Got a question from Wagdi. I accidentally removed an automated job. Is it possible to restore it, and how?
Yeah, you have to write code, unfortunately. What I would suggest doing is making a tools script that's just named reinstall job or anything, and then in that script you can add one line, which I believe is job : install, something like that, and then put the handle name back in there. You can also just insert the data back into the jobs table using MySQL. If you look in that table, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure that the handle is the name of the job, or is the name of the handle of the job you deleted. It's just one database table, but you have to do it through code or through MySQL. I'm sure someone in that chat room can give you the code to do it in the next 5 minutes, because this happens from time to time.
Yeah, it looks like there's a link
Chris,
in.
that's you, buddy.
Get on it.
He can.
Boy, there should be a how-to, huh?
Yeah, there actually looks like there might be a how-to.
Oh,
Let's
Julia is on the case, and she has posted the link to something that
5
sounds-
minutes. Try 5 seconds.
5 seconds because Jules are on it. Next question. They're killing it today.
I think that's all the questions.
I love it.
Actually, you want to sneak some more in?
Anybody?
All right.
Anything? Any workflow related? Could it? Will it? How might I? No, nothing. It will do it. Is the answer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything's possible. Okay. Well,
Cool.
I apologize for the technical difficulties in today's broadcast. It's a bummer, but it's been a pleasure, and I think we'll see you next week.
So.
Pow! Freeze. Play the thing, dude.
I'm looking for the thing.
Play the out thing.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.